Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on our single player world. Today I have done a few changes. Well, actually this happened yesterday for me, but what I've done is I've gone ahead and changed this over to this color, the spruce wood, just like you guys suggested, and I think that looks so much better. Thank you very much for that. You guys just had to talk me out of it. The only thing I'm not too sure whether I want to get rid of are these trapdoors. I don't particularly like them, but in saying that, I don't like it without them on as well, so maybe I'll just sit with them for a little bit and we'll see how they go. Other things that I've done in this project is I fixed up the bottom here and I've just done a few things to the walls. But today, we're not going to be focusing on that project. We'll come back to it a bit later and we'll add in the internal workings of it, which I really want to get over, really want to get done so we can finish this project for good. But it's quick. What I've got planned is quick, so do not fear. We will get through that relatively fast. What I want to do today, though, is I want to add in another area to this part down here. I'll actually just fly up and give you some perspective on what I'm thinking of. Actually, you guys commented that we have clouds. Let's get rid of those right now. Bam. Oh no, not that. Not that. We need that and that there. Perfect. Yeah, I was messing around with them before and I just left them on. Oh no, well, we've missed that stop, but that's okay, we'll get back here again. And what I want to show you is just why I think we need something in this one little area here. So we'll land on this here. Down here, we've got all this working. We've got a nice bunch of custom stuff there at least, and we've done absolutely nothing with this area here. In fact, I've even got a really ugly straight line there, so maybe we can fill that in a bit more with some more crops. I want to add in a few more crops here actually, but what I want is a little shed over here, or maybe even over there. I'm thinking over there, just to add a little bit more, like a little bit of something to this area here. And I think that will do really, really well. So let me just go down right around here and try and see if we can imagine a shed there. Like probably that length there, going up a little bit. I think that'll work quite well. So I want to get going on that. And I want to just do it very quickly. It's off the top of my head. Take it this way. I haven't planned anything. But I think it's going to be really, really cool. And speaking of really, really cool, and that was completely unintentional, but what is really, really awesome is in this next week, being these next few days. I know I said it last week, but you know what? We got let down, man. We got let down hard by Mojang not releasing Minecraft 1.12. But this week is the week. This has to be the week. Surely it has to be the week. So hopefully everything goes exactly according to plan, and we will have ourselves Minecraft 1.12, and hopefully, even better, our brand new world, which I am so super excited to have. So hopefully that will be in this next few days. If everything goes to plan, it'll be in the next few days that we get Minecraft 1.12, and then we've just got to wait a little bit longer and we'll have our brand new world, which is going to be super, super awesome. I've actually been thinking of so many different ideas for this new world, and I just can't wait to build them, to get them out, and show you guys what I've got in my mind for the new world. So hopefully everything goes to plan. As I say, it's nothing that we can control right now. At least it's a matter of when Optifine and when 1.12 come out that we'll have it done. So that's the plan at least. Now, let me get rid of that before I forget. There and there. Perfect. And by the way, with the shed that I'm building here quickly, what I'm thinking of is just doing a small shed. Nothing crazy, but I want to keep it to that building style with the roofs and all of those things that we've done already. So if I do that, that's the right height, is it? That one's not, though. Reckon I can make that jump? Let's see. We can... No, we can't. We can't, but we can do this. One more. Boom, like that. All right, let's quickly sleep and get this over with. So yeah, what I was thinking is for the shed, I don't know what exactly I want to put in. Maybe like some hay bales, some things for storage, but I think it'll just add that little bit of an extra thing to that area down there. I think that's what it's missing. It's definitely we could add something more in there. In fact, I was thinking of even adding something in over there just to top that area off for once and for all. Yeah, it's obvious now that those two back ones are actually taller. Oh, man, I almost got that. I almost made that. Okay, so we'll just do that one taller there, and we'll see. Let's see. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that there. like a little line over there like that. And let me try and imagine the windows. Yeah, we'll have to do this one, I think, over here. We'll do one line over here like this. And then that's pretty much the frame all built out for this thing. And I'm thinking I might just do something with some spruce, which I've got a plan. You guys will see. You guys will see. I think it's going to go good. So we'll do that there. And now we can fill in the walls. This is pretty much how I've been building recently. Just like playing around with a lot of different angles. Well, not angles, just straight lines. Trying to see how they look, decorating things. Just obviously just messing around and stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave the door open. Like, leave no door in here for now. And we'll get the door in a bit later. So this is the plan, at least. I think this will look pretty good when we're done with it. And I've still got to go up another one level. Let's just go up to here and we'll see what this looks like and what I want to add in. So pretty much my, we do have a little bit more. My plan for the sides of this is we're going to have a little window, maybe at the back, at the top. It's not going to be very, very bright like a very big window. Let's just go down here. I feel like that might just be a bit too large, but we'll keep it going for now. Actually, I do. I want to take off a little bit of that back piece there. That'll work. And then I'm hoping to try and get that roof there to work. But that is a matter of whether or not we can actually get that to work. So I think I might just get rid of this back piece here. This is why stepping back is so important. So we'll get rid of this one here. We'll have to put it in there. So that's 2. And the reason why we can't do 2 there, by the way, for you guys who might not know, is because we want an odd number. Even numbers are horrible. We want odd. So that's why I had to pull back 2 and not 1. And we'll have to just see whether 2 is far too much or whether or not it's better off to have it bigger. So let's just go back here. And yep, that's much better. Much, much better. Okay, perfect. So I'll get going on this piece here. So I've gone ahead and I've put the shape of the roof in, and I think that's going to work quite well, just to keep into the same similar style to what we've got over here. We've got that barn over there, which I was trying to really go towards, because putting this roof up like what I've done here with these pointy roofs, they just not going to work. And I think maybe having it like this for the non-building buildings, you know what I mean? It's like the ones that aren't going to be necessarily used as a building. For instance, the water, like the windmill and all that stuff. It's really not... there's not much of a point to do that. So that's my plan, at least for that, and why I thought that way. And I've been working out these roofs a little bit, and this is my way of doing it. I've been messing around with how I can get like good curves as well on the roofs, and I think I've got it pretty well down now. So what I've been thinking is I've been using that same idea of supporting the roofs, like what I normally do with the stairs underneath. For instance, you can see that there is actually a stair there. And we can do one over here. So like this, just like this, where I put this under here for support for this next block. And in fact, this next block is just a single block over there. So we do that there, and we support these as well. And I'll do the other side now as well, just to show you what I'm talking about. And then on the sides here, I've decided drooping it down like that just makes it look a little bit nicer, just over the edge. So we'll do that, support, and we do it again. Like that. Very, very easy. And that's the way I've been doing this roof. I don't know if it's like a good way of doing it, but in my opinion, it is. It's just my my personal preference with the roof. So let's just do a little bit more. We're probably going to need... Yeah. Okay, that'll be enough. That'll be enough. We'll just do the one side now quickly. And I can do the other side without recording it, because, of course, it's just the same thing. So here we are. That's what we're looking at. And I think that's looking pretty cool. Let's just step back and take a look, just to be extra sure that that's not way too big. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. I think that'll be cool. I think it is a little bit out of place. A little bit out of place. But I think once we've got it in here, I think it's going to work really well for us. Now what I was saying, remember I was saying I wanted to get like a good thing on the side here. And I was thinking maybe doing... Oh man, what? I have miscalculated. Oh, remember how I was saying how important it is to do odd numbers, not even numbers? Well, I've messed up a little bit. And I kind of do like the size of it, which is kind of... a little bit strange, but you know what? We can get this to work. We can get this to work. Let's try an even number here. And I know I'm committing many crimes here with building, but that's all right. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together. And let's check this out. There. And I think we're going to fall just one short. Is that right? Yep, just one stair block too short. Let's just Let's pull sneaky and make a crafting bench yet again. And then we don't have to walk all the way to the other crafting bench. There we go. And bam. Check that out. So step back here. No, that is not going to work. Well, it was worth a try. It was worth a try. That's what I thought might actually look kind of nice. But it definitely does not. I was trying to give it this idea of it being supported. Perhaps it will work with some of these. But maybe I'll just leave it for now. I know I've got some other ideas that we can use to decorate that. But I was thinking having like this nice little like supporting V shape over there could be cool. But of course it isn't. And I've got some other plans for that. So let's head on over here. And you guys know what's coming up. Surely you know what's coming up. So we're going to grab out some of those just in case. And, well, I guess we could put the door in. Those. That's what we need. We probably just don't have enough and the sun's going down, which is fine. We'll be able to do this before the sun goes down. So first of all, you know my trick. Do some of these. In fact, I want to put in a stone one down the bottom there. And we'll do that there. Okay, cool. We're not putting a window in here, and the reason we're not putting a window in is purely because we want to have the sides of the walls inside, and not only that, I don't think it'll suit it too well. Why is this? There's something else. There's something missing from here, and I just can't seem to work it out. How about we try something like this? Just like that, and one more thing, and I think I've got this. I think I've got this. Like, having those look as if they are those, you know those things, for instance, that vines and, well, not vines, more, what would the word be? The, like, creeping plants, you know what I mean? Like, plants that creep up against walls. Those things that they use to get them to twirl into. I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of the word here. But this is what I'm picturing these things as. So, let's try this. We'll do one of these in here. Yeah, that'll work, that'll work. Then we just have to do these out a little bit here. And of course, we can do that. We'll just pretend. I think that'll look good. Alright, so it's time to get started on the last little bit of this piece here. And what I've actually done is I've messed around with using this log to see if we could get the log to go through here. And it seems like it'll work quite well. I just have to hide the lighting. Of course, we've got the lighting down underneath there. And we've got a floating log, which is not ideal. So I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this. And sadly, I thought this would be a little bit more over this way. But you know what? It's all right. It's not going to be a big problem. Because what I was thinking of doing is making it look like this thing over here, this log, is being cut by a blade. And I thought this could be a pretty cool way of doing a blade. Of course, we can't do that. That is completely logical why we can't do that. And in fact, that's actually exactly what we have to avoid. So we'll do that there, and we'll do this here. So as if there's this blade cutting through the middle here, and it doesn't really work that way. I was hoping it could maybe look like there's some planks coming out the other side. Maybe this could be the starting one, like the first part of the log. That way it'll work. Then, of course, we have to deal with the fact that we have a floating log, which is not an ideal thing. So I was thinking of maybe doing something like this. And the reason I'm using the jungle is because, of course, we don't want to mix too many wood colors in here. Well, we don't want to use too many of the same wood colors, my apologies. So, there we go. I think that could look like it's maybe supporting there. Then, to top it all off, I was thinking we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a command center here. So, as if we did something on this side here, we can maybe put in a lever on here or so. We can, like, have that switching on and off. And then, maybe some of these. Just to make it look as if there's some machinery going on here, like this. Something like this, we can maybe put in a few more levers over here, there, and a button or two to top it all off. So we can maybe do that, and that. Just something like that. I know it doesn't make sense, and to be completely honest, I understand that. But it's just to finish this thing off a little bit better, and then a few logs like this, just to top all of this. Top of this all off right now, like that, there, and because we can be sneaky, we can save a little bit of spruce logs over here, and we'll do something like this here, a little bit out of place. Good. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so that's just a few small things that I thought would maybe just finish this area off a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work quite well. And then, of course, we can have some of the planks which have been recently cut as well. We can put some of them up here as well, like that. Maybe something like that. Yep, that's cool. And a few that have fallen off. Awesome. Okay, so that's that for the time being. I don't really think I've got too many more things to do in here, but well, what's going on with my voice? By the way, actually, if any of the audio sounds a little bit weird on this video, I do apologize. It is purely because, for some reason, something potatoed out on my audio software. I don't know what happened, but something messed up. And I think I'll be able to save it, so hopefully you guys don't even notice. But if so, I do apologize in advance. So we'll take those. I swear I did not see a chicken there before. So we just need a few of these. We'll go like that. There. And I think that... No. Is that right? Yeah, we got to do those there. And yeah, I should have done another one of those there. Then that'll work out to the perfect number. Plus 2 extra spruce things, which we had before. Okay, good. So now we can finish off this little house in here. And I was saying my audio is a bit messed up. But another important thing, which is a bit cooler than that, the texture pack that I mentioned a few episodes ago, I forgot to actually tell you guys that is up. That if you guys want to download the most recent textures, oh man, that could have been so much worse. I thought that was a creeper. I must admit, I did panic a little bit there, thinking it was a creeper, but it wasn't, luckily. Oh man. Okay, that is horrible. I'll have to put some stairs here in the end. Okay, that's fine. And then what I was thinking is doing something like this, and this here to finish that piece off there. And we'll just put in one of those up in the middle, so it hits a little bit more, like a few more spots. Yeah, that's good. That's good. This actually somewhat reminds me of our first starter house for some reason. Just the fact that it's a very basic shape. And now what I want to do is just go up here. We'll add in the window. And I do have ender pearls. Yeah, good. Perfect. Not that, that. Can I mess this up one more time, please? Thank you. And then I guess we'll be done with messing around with that. So putting in one of those there. One of these. In fact, we can even do this over here. Because we don't see this, we can even put in one of these facing the opposite direction. Then see how that looks from the inside. I think that could look kind of cool. And to top it off, one of those there for a very basic window. And I guess I should probably eat before I get creeped again. Well, attempted creeped. We'll see if we get a creeper in here. So going up here. Yeah, that's all right. That's cool. That's fine. And done. I think that's all I want for the shed. I don't want to do too much stuff because, of course, it's not necessarily here for the internal bits of it. It's here for the outside, just to finish this area off. So it's time to add in the last little bits and pieces to our new shed. And what I was thinking is, let me just go up here again. I always have to do this. I always have to take a view from a bit higher. Let's check this out now. This should be more than high enough. I want to just come in here with a little bit of a path going through to that direction there. And we also need to do a path actually to the lumber mill. So what I was thinking is doing the path in between here as if to separate these two crops here. So if we can maybe just get rid of the... Oh man, I'm using my shovel. Of all things I could have mistakenly gone onto, went onto the shovel. So we'll just do this just to separate these around here. And I think that will be the perfect way to finish it off here. So we'll do that there. And I'm actually going to have to probably get my shovel and just put in a bit more. Let's just put in a bit more grass here. We're definitely going to need that so we can do the path blocks. So we'll do that there. And I think I've got some grass up here, in fact. So this is the plan, right? So we're going to put in a few more crops and stuff around there. Not like what we've done before. We're just going to add some spread out crops so that it looks a little bit more, I don't know, rough, if that's the way I'm going to describe it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a few more bushes and just make this area look like an area that would be traveled by the farmer or gardener or anyone who would be working in this area. That's what I'm thinking, at least. And I've messed up. I was meaning to actually put down some grass blocks there. Let's just continue on over here. We'll just continue on here and hopefully a bit more of it will spread by the time we get there. And that's fine, actually. The one time I'm not worried about the path blocks too much. So there we go.
and there. Perfect. All right, so there's the path. Very rough, very easy path. We'll finish it off later on. You get the picture. You get the point, right? So we're gonna also probably get rid of a few of these. There. And we'll add in a few of these here. So we'll just do some of these. And actually some over here. And I'm gonna have to fix up this here. So that's something I'll just do off camera. That's not really too important. What is important now is just adding in this area here. Just making it look a little bit more used would be the word. We're gonna be making it look like it's been trampled with a bit of path blocks. Oh man, there is where path blocks do get me though. Whenever you place something on them, they don't, in like no time at all, and they change down. I wish that was something that maybe didn't have to be in the game. And I've forgotten the stairs again. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking like it's been well traveled. I'll have to fix that one up there. I don't have anything on me right now to fix it. That's cool. That's cool. We'll do that to make sure I remember that floating support there. Okay, good. So that's the first step. The next step will be adding in some of these other crops. And I've gone ahead and destroyed some of our crops just to get some of these. We'll put in some of these, some beetroot here. There, like that. And maybe 1 or 2 more over there. And we'll just do this here, just to make this area look a little bit more used. And there. A few more here. And I've done this around the place, and I think it's made it look a little bit cooler. Just adding in a little bit of a different sort of thing, where we've added in some potatoes, we've added in some wheat, we've added in some just crops in general, just to make this area look, as I say, more thought out and more used. So we'll do that there. And finish it off with a few of these, and I might have to add in a few later. We'll see how it looks. That's actually something I want to change in the texture pack, which currently we do have, is we've got these crops here, which I think should actually be green, and really that's something I should probably have thought about when I did it. Okay, maybe get rid of a bit of that grass there. There we go, good. Cool. And I think I might just add in a few beets around that area there, because the beets actually have a pretty cool color to them when they're done, like once they're fully grown. Besides that, they're actually pretty useless. They are a really useless crop. I hope we can actually get something done with them at one stage. That would be really cool if we can actually have a reason for growing beetroot, besides the whole beetroot stew, which is really, really not too useful. Okay, there, and there we go. That's looking a little bit better. I think this area's just come on a little bit nicer now. That's cool. Okay, perfect. So I think, guys, for today, that will be our episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys are as hyped up for second world as I am. So that should be soon. Hopefully very, very soon. But for today, guys, that will be all. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.